Hey, what's going on, people? It's J.Good at Str8OutDaDen.com. I'm here with Anterluz, man. Say what's up.
What's going on, people? Anterluz live and direct, man.
Hey,
Pleasure having me.
Hey, man, I really do appreciate you taking the time to call in, man.
No problem, man.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's just one of those things where we really try to get the artists to tell people about themselves, man. I know sometimes you may not have that platform, so we really try to provide that platform for the people. And you know, before we get started, just let everybody know exactly, you know, how you got your start, and you know, where did you originate as an artist?
Got you. Well, you know, and first and foremost, I do appreciate, you know, you having me and having that outlet, you know, for artists to be able to, you know, showcase what they're doing, man, and inspiring cats and showcasing all of that. I do appreciate that.
No problem.
You know, I started songwriting at like 8 years old, you know, doing shows at 12, producing at 12, hailing from Inland Empire, California. That's pretty much the outskirts of Los Angeles, about an hour away. So, you know, the area that I'm from in California is still emerging. We got a lot of cats coming out from here, you know, but we've always been the underdogs, you know, aside from Los Angeles.
Okay.
But, you know, we got a lot of new cats coming out. Soul Professor, my brother, Hit Boy, you know, you might have heard of some of those names. So we got a lot of cats coming out from this area, and, you know, it's a good thing that, you know, we're getting light over here now, and things are starting to get brighter on this area as far as people paying attention. Yeah,
man. Definitely. And I noticed, I know that you're working on your new project, The Ritz, and if I'm not mistaken, July, something like that, you put out the sampler, just 3 records to kind of get people, you know, ready for the project.
Exactly. Me and a good friend of mine and talented producer, Cricket Boy, he's from up north, Tracy, California.
Okay.
Pretty much Central California, and we're putting out that project sometime in the spring, summertime. And yeah, we did release the sampler. You hear records on there like No Question at All, Fuego, and Cha-Ching. So we put those out, and the newest record will be the Every Day of the Week that we just released. So,
well, tell me about the No Question at All record. Like, how did what was the idea behind that record, and how did that come about?
You know, me and Cricket, we were going back and forth, exchanging samples. I had a lot of samples that I wanted him to pretty much flip, and we were playing, you know, a little sample game where I send him the sample and he'd send the beat back, and you know, I'd write the songs and send the song back, and before we knew it, we had enough records to, you know, put out an album. So that was a record of mine that I had, you know, old soul sample. I ain't gonna put the sample out. I'm gonna let the crate diggers try to guess at what it is. But you know, the falsetto on there might sound a little familiar to some cats. But yeah, you know, that record was just pretty much when I heard it, it was just going off of those vocal samples, and it kind of just screamed to me showcasing what I could do lyrically, you know, and things like that. It was pretty hard hitting beat, you know. So, you know, different beats just scream out different things, and that particular record was pretty much me just wanting to dismantle it lyrically and, you know, showcase what I could do on the track in that spectrum of songwriting.
Gotcha, you know? Man. And you know, my background is in production, man. So when you say stuff like dig in the crate and have to really do my research and figure out the sample, stuff like that,
yeah.
Man, that's my arena. I love that, man. Just trying to,
absolutely,
you know, pick apart music. You know what I mean? That's hip hop.
Exactly.
Really.
It is, man. Keeping that suspense and, you know, finding the samples, digging the samples is always, you know, that's an art form right there in itself. You know, so
definitely.
That's definitely a good thing right there.
Oh yeah. Now, it was earlier. Valentine's Day, I think, is when I posted it on the site. And once again, this is J.Good at Str8OutDaDen.com. That's STR, the number 8, OUTDADEN.com. I'm here with Anterluz, and we're talking about his upcoming project, The Ritz. Now, the Every Day of the Week, this record, man, I heard the sample, and I have to be honest with you, this was the first piece of music that I had ever heard of you. And when I heard the record, I went crazy. I mean, I went crazy, dude. I heard the sample, and just the sample alone, you know, caught my attention. And then once I really ran it back the second time and listened to what you were talking about on the record, you know, I really became a fan of the music. And that's why I wanted to get you on the phone to just try to explain what's going on. So, you know, first off, with the Every Day of the Week, and from my understanding, that's going to be something that you're doing every Friday. Is that right, dropping new records?
Yeah, the Flavory Fridays, and I do appreciate you filling that record, man, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was the first installment of the Flavory Fridays that I started. That is the first record from that. I just released the So High record with my boy Jive out in Canada, and Soul, produced by Soul. So, you know, we just did that one this last Friday. And I will be doing that every Friday leading up to the album. So,
cool, man. And like, what was the inspiration for the Every Day of the Week record?
The Every Day of the Week record, it's one of those records where, you know, I wanted it to be motivational, like motivate people. One of them records you just pop on when you wake up in the morning, and it's like an anthem, you know, so like you just starting your day, you know what I mean? Which is kind of like the symbolism of the breakfast, you know, it's kind of like that's, eat up. So that's kind of like the symbolism behind it, you know, and it's pretty much just me going over my daily tasks as an aspiring artist in this industry, things that I do, you know, to, you know, get this thing going, you know, and we all know anybody aspiring in any career or any field, you know, it takes you know, multiple things to make that you know, all come to light. So it's pretty much me shedding on that, and then just personal things in my life that I do, just daily tasks. And I think a lot of people can relate to it no matter what you're pursuing, even if it's not music. You know, just one of those motivational records, what you're doing Monday through, you know, through Sunday, you know, whatever it may be.
I feel you, man. And
so,
it's funny you say that, because that type of record, what you're saying every day of the week, people need that motivation, man. And you're right. It doesn't matter what you're doing, if it's music, if it's, you know, going to clock in on a 9 to 5. You need that extra push, man. You need that extra push. So records like that are truly appreciated in the industry, man. And not to mention, no problem. Not to mention the picture of the breakfast. I think I was hungry when I when I saw it. So I was like, okay, let me look and see what this guy's talking about.
Right?
Yeah, man, it worked out. So the Ritz project, we're looking at a spring summer release.
Yeah, spring summer release, give or take. It'll definitely be out no later than summer. You know, so we're gonna be shooting a couple videos to some of the records on the project. So, you know, look out for those, and you know, a lot more shows coming up and everything of that nature, just building up for the project. You know.
Gotcha. And now with your shows, I've never seen you perform, and but I can just listen to your music. I can almost assume that it's a higher energy show. And so,
yeah, it is.
So, speaking on your shows, like, what's your? I guess if we can, and I don't want to necessarily say put you in a category with someone else, but if I can compare your show to someone that, you know, other people may know, like, is it any comparison that we can draw with anyone?
That's a good question. I think coming out to one of my shows is going to give everybody a different experience, you know, but one thing's for sure is that, you know, no matter what is going on in your life at that moment, whatever it may be, you know, whether it be personal issues or, you know, you may have had a bad night that night, you're going to definitely enjoy yourself, you know, and enjoy the music and just be taken to another dimension, you know, as far as your mind is just what's going on right there at that particular moment, you know, because I like to give people the imagery, you know, if they've heard my songs on, you know, the internet or whatnot, or they got a physical copy or whatever it may be, if they've enjoyed those songs, you know, when they pop it in their CD player in the car or whatnot, they're going to enjoy it 10 times more at the the live show. Because it's a lot of it is improvised. I'm going to do, crowd participation, all different types of things, add comedy with it. So it's going to be an experience for every different show,
Gotcha.
And I like to bring those songs to life, even better than they heard them in the studio version.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that, man. Like, as an artist, you really want people to take something away. You know what I mean? Just a small piece of you away from whether it's your show or it's, your CD or video or anything. It's really a lifestyle that you're selling, man. Like, and people have to be moved by that. And unfortunately, it can be a little difficult because people. You want to remain who you are as an artist, but at the same time, you're an entertainer. So you have to, kind of entertain people. So, it's definitely a balance. It definitely is a balance.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. You want to leave people with that impression, to where they go home and, even if they either were a believer or they weren't a believer, maybe they weren't all the way convinced, you want to make sure everybody goes home, a fan. If they weren't, and if they were a fan, you want to make them go home even more in love with your music, what you do.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha. Well, hey, once again, it's J.Good of Str8OutDaDen.com. That's STR8 OUTDADEN. I'm here with Anterluz, and we're talking about just him in general. I mean, he's a real dope artist. If you haven't had the opportunity to listen to any of his music, definitely go to the site, check him out. Also, if people want to follow you on Twitter or Facebook, can you go ahead and throw those handles at us?
Yeah, the Twitter is going to be at Anterluz, ANTERLUZ. Facebook, you can like my page on there. That'll be the facebook.com/AnterluzMusic. Everything's spelled as is. And be sure to hit up the Bandcamp as well. I've got my whole discography up there. Trailing back, years back. I got everything on there. So you can hit that up at ANTERLUZ.bandcamp.com. And that'll get you locked in on everything that I'm doing right now and keep you posted on the future. Absolutely. Definitely,
man. And once again, I do appreciate you taking the time out your day to sit down and talk with us.
Thank you for taking the time out to call me, man.
Hey,
I appreciate it.
No problem at all, man. No problem. Now, I don't know if you follow the interviews as much, man, but something that we do on our podcast is at the end, we try to get the rappers to give us a couple of bars, whether it's freestyle or something written. We try to get the opportunity to get your voice out there, man. So if you can, grace us with a couple of bars, man. We'll definitely appreciate it.
All right, no doubt, man. Let me see what I got. High up, intoxicated, she fried up, but not anyone can match her. Trying to find the girl, but she tied up. Rumor has it she had a taste of that flavory, she might have. Got a slew of bad ones flying in from Israel, so blah. Matching brown paint sex, ain't no two the same. She flied in a jet, these other girls playing. And then they got the slumber party with a robe on, watching the naked twist the game, and they getting it in. Hope they invite me in. You can play the wall, and I'ma leave the party with some women. And that's gotta hurt. No white girls in the car, but they got some mileage in the purse. We started from, where are you from? Then I took the ass home. Now she coming around that mountain when she comes. Word up.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Once again, it's J.Good of Str8OutDaDen.
I'm a little smooth for him.
I hear it, man. I hear it. But hey, throw those sites at us one more time, man.
No doubt. That's what it. That's what it's going to be, ANTERLUZ. Bandcamp, ANTERLUZ.bandcamp.com. Facebook.com/ANTERLUZ music. And that'll get you all locked in right there.
Definitely, man. Once again, it's J.Good of Str8OutDaDen.com. Go and visit STR8 OUTDADEN.com. We're out.
We out.